Jerry O'Connell's twins aren't little kids anymore, and the internet can't handle it. The 51-year-old actor, who's been a familiar face in Hollywood for decades, just shared a photo that stopped fans in their tracks. Standing beside his 16-year-old daughters, Dolly and Charlie, Jerry looked every bit the proud dad as the girls prepared for their homecoming dance. And in that one snapshot, you could practically feel time passing in front of your eyes. The picture showed Jerry in his laid-back denim jacket and gray tee, leaning in to kiss Charlie on the cheek, while both girls glowed with youthful confidence. Charlie stunned in a sleek black mini dress, while her twin sister Dolly sparkled in a yellow beaded dress that captured the night's excitement perfectly. It wasn't just a sweet family photo. It was a reminder that Jerry and his wife, actress Rebecca Romijn, have raised two incredible young women right before the world's eyes. Fans flooded the comments with messages like, "When did they grow up?" And I feel old just looking at this. But for Jerry, it was all about pride, and maybe a little dad humor. His caption, "You can leave now, Dad." But behind that light-hearted moment is a deeper story, one of family, love, and watching your kids find their place in the world. And this homecoming post might just mark the beginning of a brand new chapter for the O'Connell twins. It started as a simple dad post, and within hours, it turned into a viral moment that had fans across Hollywood talking. Jerry O'Connell uploaded a photo of himself with his 16-year-old twins, Dolly and Charlie, before their high school homecoming dance, and the internet collectively did a double take. The proud father leaned in to kiss Charlie on the cheek, while Dolly stood beside them in a sparkling yellow dress. Both girls looking radiant, confident, and yes, officially grown up. Jerry's caption, "You can leave now, Dad. Happy Hoko gals." Hoko 2025 perfectly captured that bittersweet stage of parenting, the moment every parent dreads and loves at the same time, when your kids don't need you hovering anymore. Fans immediately flooded his Instagram with comments. Some couldn't get over how much the twins resembled their famous parents, while others joked about Jerry's protective dad mode being fully activated. One fan wrote, "Jerry's security shirt is coming out tonight for sure." While another added, "They're gorgeous, and Jerry looks like he's about to cry inside." The post didn't just stay on Instagram. It spread across entertainment blogs, with People, E! News, and Page 6 all covering the adorable family moment. It's easy to see why. In an industry where fame often overshadows family, Jerry's post felt real, heartfelt, and refreshingly normal. No red carpet, no fancy event, just a dad watching his girls grow up too fast. But beyond the viral buzz, fans began to notice something else. A quiet glimpse into the personalities of these two young women, who seemed to be carving their own paths in very different directions. While Jerry's post melted hearts online, it was Rebecca Romijn's recent interview that truly revealed just how proud this Hollywood mom is of her daughters, especially Dolly, who's already showing signs of following in her parents' footsteps. During the Star Trek Strange New Worlds season finale screening, Rebecca opened up about a moment that made her beam with pride, and maybe a little disbelief. She shared that Dolly, one of the twins, had visited the Star Trek set to shadow the crew for a day, eager to learn the ropes of directing and acting. Rebecca recalled how Dolly stood right beside the episode's director, calling out, "Action!" and "Cut!" like a pro. But the real showstopper came when Dolly, over the PA system, confidently said, "That's great, Rebecca. Moving on." Rebecca laughed as she told the story, joking, "How dare you call me that? I'm your mother." It was a surreal full-circle moment. A daughter directing her mom on set, even just for fun. But beyond the humor, it showed something much deeper. Dolly isn't just hanging around Hollywood because of who her parents are. She's genuinely fascinated by filmmaking, by the creative process, and she's putting in the work to learn it from the inside out. Rebecca couldn't hide her excitement as she described the moment. It was so fun having her there. Very, very, very fun. She understands the feeling of set magic. Those words, set magic, say it all. For someone who spent decades in the entertainment world, Rebecca knows how rare that spark is. And to see it already glowing in her daughter, that's every artist's dream come true. Growing up as the daughters of Jerry O'Connell and Rebecca Romijn means living in a world where movie sets, premieres, and cameras are just normal. But despite the glamour, Jerry and Rebecca have always worked hard to give their twins a grounded upbringing, one where kindness, humor, and hard work matter more than fame. While many celebrity kids spend their early years in the public eye, Dolly and Charlie have been raised mostly out of the spotlight. Their parents made a deliberate choice to protect their privacy, something Jerry has mentioned in interviews, saying he wants his daughters to experience a normal childhood before deciding if they want to step into Hollywood themselves. Still, being part of a showbiz family has its perks. From red carpet appearances to visiting sets, the twins have had front row seats to the entertainment world's most exciting moments. But what makes them stand out isn't their celebrity lineage, it's their personalities. Dolly, the aspiring director, seems to have inherited her mom's creative flair and confidence, while Charlie carries her dad's comedic charm and big-hearted energy. Together they've built a bond that's more sisterly than twin-like, each carving her own identity, yet always cheering the other on. And it's clear that Jerry and Rebecca couldn't be prouder. Every interview, every Instagram post radiates love and pride. For all the headlines and Hollywood glitz, the O'Connell-Romijn household is ultimately about family first. When Dolly and Charlie O'Connell turned 16, the internet couldn't get enough of how grown up the twins looked, and how emotional their parents were about the milestone. Jerry and Rebecca marked the big day with a heartwarming Instagram post that gave fans a glimpse into their private family celebration. Carousel featured black and white, photo booth pictures of the twins smiling and posing, a mix of teenage confidence and pure joy. In one shot, Jerry proudly stood between them in a security muscle tee, flexing like a dad who knows he's completely outnumbered. The caption simply read, "Happy Sweet 16, Dolly and Charlie. Magical night. We love you." Simple words, but they said it all. It wasn't a flashy Hollywood bash filled with A-listers or red carpets. It was a warm, personal celebration focused on family. Cupcakes with 16 candles replaced the typical glamorous cake, and laughter took center stage. Fans flooded the comments, marveling at how much the girls had grown and how refreshingly normal the family seemed. For Jerry and Rebecca, it was a full-circle moment, a reminder that while their daughters were stepping into young adulthood, they'd done something right by keeping their childhoods filled with love, humor, and stability. As Dolly and Charlie O'Connell step into their late teens, it's clear the future is already calling, and both seem ready to answer in their own unique ways. Dolly, the more outspoken of the two, has already shown an interest in following in her parents' Hollywood footsteps. Her mom, Rebecca Romijn, revealed that Dolly's fascination with film goes beyond acting. She dreams of directing one day. When Dolly got the chance to shadow on the Star Trek Strange New Worlds set, she didn't just watch quietly from the sidelines. She stood beside the director, learned the ropes, and even got to yell, "Action!" and "Cut!" on set. Rebecca later joked that hearing her daughter say, "That's great, Rebecca, moving on," over the PA system was one of the most surreal and proud moments of her life. It wasn't just a funny behind-the-scenes story. It was a glimpse of what might be coming next for the O'Connell twins. Charlie, on the other hand, seems to prefer keeping a lower profile, focusing on her own interests outside of the spotlight. But whether it's Hollywood or something entirely different, both sisters clearly have the same drive, humor, and grounded energy that their parents are known for. What's refreshing is how Jerry and Rebecca have handled it all, giving their girls space to find themselves without pushing them into fame. In a world where celebrity kids often grow up too fast, the O'Connell twins seem to be taking their time, building confidence and identity before fame comes knocking. And if this homecoming moment, the Sweet 16 celebration, and Dolly's first on-set directing experience are any indication, the next generation of the O'Connell family might just be ready to take Hollywood by storm, but in their own authentic way. Jerry O'Connell and Rebecca Romijn have come a long way from their own days as young Hollywood stars. Both know firsthand what it's like to grow up in front of cameras, the pressure, the fame, and the constant attention. But what makes their journey so full circle is how gracefully they've transitioned from being the faces on magazine covers to the proud parents, cheering from the sidelines, watching Dolly and Charlie step into their own era, whether it's dressing up for homecoming, celebrating Sweet 16, or exploring creative dreams, is like watching history repeat itself, but with a softer, wiser touch. Jerry, who once played the charming heartthrob on screen, now beams as the protective dad,